Oh, yeah, this is a an ME system, and what I've done here is I've actually hooked up several crafting computers. So if I, it basically holds all of the items that I care about. They're all stored on these little ME drives here. And I can just search for whatever I want, say flint or cobble and I can either craft, directly out of here, and I can keep grabbing as many of them as I want and just using my cobblestone. Or if I've stored a crafting recipe for something, then it will use these crafting computers back here to figure out how to craft them with the items that I have in my system. And it will use these assembly chambers to actually perform the crafting. But it can do it can take, for example, this iron pickaxe and realize it needs to craft sticks first, and realize that it needs to craft planks from oak logs to get sticks to get pickaxes. So it can do multiple levels and stuff like that. It's really handy. But unfortunately, it's a lot of material costs to build all of this. I actually need to build more assembly chambers because it's being a little bit slow. I also need to, at some point, get my so I need to automate my farm, but yeah, basically this is just a reasonably compact form of just different crafting chambers. And then the crafting computers we have, basically they're not all in a line because I want separate crafting computers so that I can do lots of different jobs at the same time. But basically we have the crafting monitor, so I can easily see which of them are active. You see this one's busy doing something here. And then we have a 64K crafting storage, which actually provides the base storage for the crafting computer. And then we have 4 co-processors on top of each one, so that lets it do extra things at once. So yeah, I need to go find... Actually, you know what? I bet that we actually have loot bags in here today. May as well open these and see what's in them.
Take a deeper breath and give it time. You can walk the path among the lines, but always know that you'll be safe. I'll be here throughout your days. Come find me and we will play.
Yeah, AE2 is a little bit different. This was the first mod pack that I was actually playing with AE2 auto crafting. It took a little bit of work to understand, but if you're coming from AE1, do you know how to do crafting with or auto smelting and stuff like that with AE1? Basically, you build interfaces, these interface blocks, and you would put them on a machine, like a furnace or a macerator or what have you, and you would make patterns for your machines. So, like, if you wanted to have something that would automatically smelt iron ore into iron ingots, what you would do would be you would take a crafting recipe, put iron ore in the crafting side and iron ingots on the output side. You would take that, attach it to an interface that was touching a furnace, and put the recipe into the interface. Okay, so with AE2, there's no longer the molecular assembler chambers, the big massive things that you build and they just work. It's a little bit sad, but to actually perform auto crafting, you need these molecular assemblers. They can craft any one item if you put a recipe in them, or if you don't put a recipe in them and you have them touching an interface, the interface will use the assembly chamber to craft the recipe that it needs. So here I've put patterns into these interfaces, and it will use these molecular assemblers when it needs to craft something. That's half of it. That's the interface part. Now, you still need the crafting CPU, the thing that actually performs the craft, or that actually directs the system to craft it. And so, at minimum, you need to craft. This particular version does not actually like it when you right-click with Tinker's tools on AE stuff. Okay, let's not use an AE tool. Let's use like a button. So, this here is a 64K crafting storage. You can use smaller ones, like this one's a 16K crafting storage. The monitor itself is not required, I just use it because it makes it easier for me to see what my crafting computers are up to. All you need is the crafting storage. Now, you can attach to each crafting storage in a cuboid as many co-processing units as you want. In fact, you can actually attach as many crafting storages as you want as well. But each cuboid represents a crafting computer. Each cuboid from crafting monitors, crafting storages, and co-processing units represents a crafting computer. A crafting computer can only be doing one job at a time. Now, a job does not mean one crafting task. It means one final product that you requested through your crafting, through your terminal here. But, so because I want to be able to fire off crafting jobs and not have to wait for other ones to finish, I made a bunch of these. The crafting coprocessor units basically let the crafting system do more things at once. So if it has to, smelt 100 items and craft 100 or so items and then use a macerator for another 100 or so items or something like that, then it would need multiple co-processing units to allow it to perform all of those in parallel. Otherwise, it would smelt and then macerate and then craft, but it wouldn't do them all at the same time. So that's what the co-processing units do. Here, I like to use them vertically, but you can put them in a cube or any sort of formation that you really want, so long as it's a cuboid. I like them stacked up like this so that I can easily expand each one up, and so that I can put them very tightly together like this. The patterns actually go in the interfaces. So this is a pattern. So the interfaces that touch your molecular assemblers are where the patterns go. It's a little bit more annoying because you can't, have a huge cluster of molecular assemblers and put all of your patterns in them. You have to put an interface, and then only these 4 molecular assemblers can be working on any of these items, and then only these 4 molecular assemblers can be working on any of these items at any given time. So now that I have my interfaces here with the appropriate crafting recipes in them, and I have the towers, if I go here, and I'm just going to store a lot of my stuff here real quick. Okay, so if I decide that I want, say, an iron pickaxe, well, I already have one in there, but let's say I didn't have one. So if I want another one, well, I click it and I say, because it's actually in one of these, there's iron pickaxe in, I think it's this one here, no, this one, yeah, right there. There's the pattern. So I have the pattern, so iron pick, and let's say I want 10. So what it tells me here is it's going to need, it has 1 pulverized iron, but it's going to need to craft 26 more. It has 52 broken iron ore, and it's going to use that to craft 13 iron ore gravel, which it will pulverize into a 26 pulverized iron, which will then smelt into 26 iron ingots, and then it's going to craft 10 iron pickaxes. And in order to do that, it also needs 20 sticks. I don't have any sticks in my enemy system right now. So it's going to craft them using oak planks. It has 3 oak wood planks in it, but it needs to craft 8 more. So it's going to use the oak logs to do so, which it has 2. Or it has the 2 that it needs. Now, I could say any of these CPUs, or I could just use automatic and it would pick just a random one to start on. So if I click start there, you can see it decided that it's going to use this one here. And you can see as it does things, it updates the status. So you'll see here that it is actually pulverizing iron ore right now, and it's then taking that and putting it into this redstone furnace to smelt it into iron. The way that's doing that is it's using the interface here that says one pulverized iron goes to one iron ingot through this redstone furnace. And there's also an interface right here that says you can get 2 pulverized iron with 1 iron ore gravel. Yes. The towers simply coordinate the whole thing. So they are what allow you to do the complex crafting. They're what drive, if you will, the interfaces.